Maybe. I'm Tyler.
What's your group name?
Sandy and the boys.
Sandy and the Boys. Is that B-O-Y?
B-O-Y-Y-Y-Z-Z.
B-O-Y. Is it on the board? Okay. B-O-Y-Y. Z-Z. Thank you for
There's Sandy, there's Thomas, there's Isaac, there's Tyler.
Okay, Spencer is the timer, so 5 minutes. You'll get, aren't you the timer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you give them yes, 25 minutes on the clock. I'm going to hand it to them if you'll start it, and then give them a 5-minute warning.
Okay.
Okay?
Wait, do we have an alternate?
Do you have everything? Yes.
So we can.
Do we have to have each individual's name as like, you know, it says group name and then you got the group name and then do we then specify Sandy?
You may want to write down individually who says what, or if that's what
Well, no, I was just, you know, like up here it says group name. I just didn't know if you wanted like specifically
No, I think they were.
who they were or just.
Just a group name.
Okay, so just double checking there.
Oh, they just sound
Okay, Spencer, start, please.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna.
Okay, guys. Remember they're reading complex text here. to have to speak up. Unfortunately, you have AC competing against you and tennis players.
I don't know if it's legal to do that, to change the sex. It's,
I can't hear you at all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
pretty much what it comes down to is if the parents want it, but who's to say the child can make a choice later in life?
I think it should be left up to what the child wants when they get old enough, but then, like it says, if they stay that way, they'll be ostracized, but you don't have to let it be known, because what's the, I mean, children at a young age, they don't mature till they're in their teens anyways, and then they can make the rational decision then, whether they want to be a male or a female.
What would we call the right age, though, to determine this, to allow them to make this decision?
That could be decided by the family. I do want to point out, I actually agree with your assessment, but they do specify in here that aside from the child's mental state of mind, they do say that until the child's sex is established, they talk about the interactions being stilted, stunted, and confusing. So there are studies to indicate that if the decision isn't made quickly, that there could actually be true issues, more than just the physical ones. Yeah. That being said, it's hard to deny someone a right that they haven't been able to get mature enough to make that decision.
Well, as far as, like, it says something about don't give them a name and stuff, you can also give them a name, but, like, use Jamie, for example. So I've heard of male and females named Jamie, or just find a name that kind of goes with both sexes, and then as they want to decide when they're older.
Yeah, you know, you're going to have a sexually chromosome female. Maybe she wants to be a boy, but now she's growing a breast. Now she's going to have a penis with breast. How's it going to look? You got to think about these things.
There is a lot to consider.
I don't know what to consider, because if I had a child, like, and I heard it was a girl, I'm like planning it to be a girl. I just don't know what I would think about that, I guess, you know, like, it would be what I wanted, not what I feel like. I mean, that's kind of selfish of me, but I feel like it's what I want.
I think it should be sexually chromosome
So,
based.
are you trying to say that you
How
want?
they're doing
They are
it,
what they are.
how they're doing it right now, testing the chromosomes. If it's female, they keep the female.
I think it's how you should do it.
And as far as that 28-year-old female, she can't really sue them because her parents made that decision for her. She doesn't have any rights. Her parents have the rights for her.
Whenever she's that young.
Yeah.
Without
Until she
talking,
turns 18,
She doesn't have the
She-
rights.
she can't.
Parents take the rights for them.
without talking to a lawyer, we don't know whether she does have grounds for this suit or not. I mean, that may be our general consensus, but when you get into the legal matters, it can get really confusing. That being said, there's also the matter of if lawsuits will come out in the future. There is a certain matter of protecting ourselves, protecting the hospital by acting ethically to avoid lawsuits in the future. So that's something else we should take into consideration.
I think the former patient, the 20-year-old female, wouldn't have any effect on this decision.
Tyler, I can't hear you. This.
All right. I don't think that this 28-year-old female will have an effect on the decision. It ultimately comes down to the parents with the chromosome XX or XY, what it says.
That's what I think too. I think it should be.
And what do you believe about the instances when the parents disagree?
They have to come to a decision. I mean,
That has to be left up to them, honestly, because now that I look at it, it should be left up to the parents, because parents control what you do till you're 18, but if the parents want to sign a form and leave it up to you, and if that rule comes into effect, if you're deciding, you should be allowed to decide till you're 18 yourself, because that's the same age you can register to vote, buy cigarettes, buy lottery tickets, and you're pretty much mandated an adult by then. So there should be something made if you want to make your decision yourself, it should be 18 as well, because that's what it is.
It's just like changing your name or going to a plastic surgeon. Parents have to sign off on that.
Let's say there should be a legal form in the cases of these surgeries that the parents have to sign in order to bring it to the hospital and make the best decision.
Okay, so let's write this down. So when the baby's born and they do have this, we're going to just,
We'll have the chromosome tested.
and whatever that is what they'll end up.
We'll inform the parents. We'll let the parents know. They'll come back with us and let us know. We'll have them form for them. They can fill the form out to cover us.
That will have to be run by a legal department.
Well, also thought about this. Let's say if the parents wait, this could be another problem. Let's say if the parents wait till an age of their kids old enough to make a decision, but they're not quite 18, but the parents want them to be.
Parents
Let's
sign
say
off on it.
they're a female, but they don't want to be a female, they want to be a male and stuff. How would we handle that? How would we handle?
It would come down to plastic surgery, because that's what would have to happen. And in that
I
case,
mean,
it would come
but
down to
with
parents
the-
deciding if that's all right with them.
And we also have to decide, you've got to, I mean, we are an ethics board, so we have to decide where the line is drawn. I mean, if we're saying that a child doesn't have any rights until they're 18, theoretically, a parent could force surgery that's unnecessary on them. That could be, I mean, you could have some, it's a ridiculous notion, but you could have a parent surgically, like, instill those little horns that people have done. I mean, by this basis of logic, you've got this other issue,
At
so,
the same time, let a parent get a tattoo. Like, it's just inethical. But
you know, the question is, where do you draw the line, saying that the parents have the right to make the surgery without the child's consent, but that also opens up a whole Pandora's box of other surgeries.
Well, I think we should, because we really wouldn't know, because I'm sure the kids could hire a lawyer, because I'm sure you can hire one at any age, and that's one of the things you don't know until you have lawyers brought into it.
The whole thing is, it comes down to, if they do not have it, there is a possibility of further medical problems later down the road.
yeah, the parents are responsible for the child's health.
It's not broke. Don't fix it.
Keep going, just looking for something.
That's really the bottom line. It's not broken, fix it.
No, I mean, that sounds to me more like leave it alone.
Not leaving it alone, but you're testing the chromosome already. If they're supposed to be a boy, they're going to be a boy. They're gonna have the manly. Are you gonna want a woman with a manly voice?
No, I mean that's something. I mean, there's actually they talk about here. First person accounts testify to the pain and loss of trust that arise from learning that one's parents and physicians have deceived them about the nature of one's gender.
And that comes down to parents having to talk to them about that.
But see, this could also be shown to be birth defect.
It's our job to fix it.
Again, I mean, they're talking about issues where people are saying, I shouldn't have been fixed, or I shouldn't have been fixed this way, or I shouldn't have been fixed that way. So, I mean, it is, I'm not discounting anything, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here a little bit. Yeah, it's difficult. Also, they're talking about surgery that involves reducing the size of the penis or clitoris often results in loss of orgasmic capacity. That's difficult because you're actually doing something that could affect their sexual life, could affect reproduction in the future, happy family life, some other things that it's something we have to take very seriously. I can't cite specific studies because I haven't done any of the research, but I would find it amazing if there weren't studies out there that are showing that, a good healthy sexual life also meshes with a bunch of other health-related things, so.
But also, like Thomas said about testing, I guess that comes in to what the parents want and the kids want. Like you said, it can mess with their sexual, if they're supposed to be a boy and that's the only way they can have kids, or if they're supposed to be a girl, and if the parents make them the opposite, and that ruins their chance of having kids, I'm sure they might be mad about that as well.
I think it's very similar to,
We're at 15.
having an abortion. Similar, it's the same withdrawals or yes or no ethically.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
So you can argue either way, for it or against it.
So the question is, how do we handle trying to keep everybody's rights as
Intact as possible.
exactly? I do like the idea of having a form. If both parents agree on a specific course of action, that they need to have something signed, which will, at the very least, protect us legally. Beyond that,
That's one thing you have to do. In that form, will make it where both parents have to agree, because if one of them agrees on a different sex, if they're like, I want a male, but the mom wants a female, or however, it has to be in the form they both have to agree on. And it can't be one of them things where the dad will sneak the child behind the mother's back and take them to have that surgery. It has to be both agreed upon.
I think after we test the chromosome, we come back and tell them, we give them the pros and cons of if you so choose, if it's like a female chromosome, if you so choose to take it to the boy route, this is what could happen. And that way you give them the altercation.
yeah, provide as much information, which hopefully they would do anyway. But yeah, we should definitely advise them about that. I had another thought, and it is now escaped my mind. In the case of the parents that are dissenting, that should probably, if they're having that situation, we should probably refer to a civil court.
I don't know, we could probably bring them together and sit them down and explain how everything goes and see if that works.
Right, absolutely. But if we can't make them, if we can't give them,
We can't tell them, hey, you gotta go to the civil court.
No. But I was just saying, if they still don't agree after we've given them all the pros and cons, that's a.
We just say, what we should do is just let them decide and not, because as far as the hospital, we're not doing anything, so we shouldn't get involved with the parents. They can hire, do civil court.
Exactly, outside of our.
But what about the 28-year-old, how would we handle that?
That, I think, should really, like you said, up to the lawyer, figure out what's going on with that, but
In the end, I really think she does well. Parents signed off.
I really think that shouldn't be a factor for us to worry about currently.
I don't know if it has any effect on it, but I feel like 28's a little late to be coming up with that. I feel like when you're 18, you should kind of have an idea of what's going on and not wait another 10 years when you actually have your rights. 28, I feel like that would be a really long time.
People find out who they are, though, when they're 40 years old. You get married, you're married at 40 years old, so you never know. You can't say that.
I would agree with Sandy. At 18, the idea of taking anybody to court would be so beyond what I was adult enough to do.
Yeah. I'm still a teenager, and I'm not teen, so,
Well, it could also be one of them things, I don't think it's, but we'll just leave it to a lawyer and leave that alone, but maybe her parents didn't tell her until then. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, you weren't.
So Stephanie's illegal.
Single hours.
just that we're gonna let the parents know, and they fill out the form,
what, if the parents, yeah, absolutely, father or mother, then that.
You have 5 minutes.
Board leave. 5 minutes, okay.
Okay. I still feel like just saying the courts will throw out the case as far as the suing is probably a little, we should advise on something more than just, oh, they don't have a leg to stand on. Just in case.
We should have contact the lawyer and fix that, so you didn't have to read up again to discuss that.
So we would advise consulting a lawyer specifically about
address
just
that
when
case.
to address that case. Okay.
What'd you say?
Address the lawyer about the possible suing from the 28-year-old patient. Former patient. 28-year-old.
And as far as the infant born and the parents wanting to handle, that's gotta be left up to them. Like put that.
That's one of their options. I mean, they have three options. They have to let it be, to adjust the sentence.
The only thing we can do is inform them what sex chromosome it is.
And so that's on the form, what their decision is, or, I mean, they might take a while to decide it, so.
Problem's not going away. It can take a while. It's not something.
That's the problem, never gonna go away. It's a birth defect. Our scientists, with some magic too.
Should we also, just throwing this out there, should we also provide information about the studies in terms of, talking about, or some of the first-person accounts to try to indicate to the parents if they would want to inform their children when they feel they're old enough so that they don't have, they don't find out when they're 18 or something like that. I mean, obviously, that would have to be up to the parents.
Yeah.
It's the same thing if they have a life-threatening condition, but.
It'd be the same thing as, I don't think you could really address that with them. You could inform them that there are first-person accounts out there that express that, but other than that, you couldn't really be like forcing it on them.
You might need to put them through something that, like, tells them how to deal with, the child that way.
Or counseling.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about if I was that parent?
Also, recommend for some type of counseling or for the children.
Yeah, well, for the children and for the parents, it might actually be worth saying to do a couple sessions before they make the decision. But, of course, they'll leave it up to them, but
It just depends on how fast that
Right.
decision will be made.
yeah.
I don't think after the birth and stuff, like, we should tell them that they should.
Also around that you inform them about the possible health risk of not making a decision. There are
I'll put on there that we should have another board meeting in a month about this, we don't agree. And see if anything else has turned up in a couple of months or maybe a month from now about any more of these cases.
legal assistance on the case
So, like, the year after.
after seeking legal assistance.
Because this is kind of just a tough subject to handle right now.
I think once that
It's an ongoing.
period, just to let the lawyer get his grasp on everything that's possible to happen.
Yeah.
It's been ongoing thing for a while.
All right, that's time.
Okay.
Okay, give me your decision. Give me your specifics then, please.
We're gonna test the chromosome when the baby's born. We're gonna let the parents know the chromosome sex. We're gonna
Which baby are you talking about?
The newborn.
the newborn. And we're gonna inform the parents about either or the differences if they choose to go this way or this way, so they know all the information about it. And they're gonna have to fill a form out to go to our legal department. And parents must agree on their decision. We're gonna send this all
It says
over the
on the
place.
form, they decide the decision for the procedure after birth.
We're going to address the lawyer about the 28-year-old patient. We're going to have counseling for the parents and patients. We're going to inform the parents of the health risks, and we're also going to meet a month later after seeking legal.
Hold on, let me get those last two. You said, start with did you say counseling?
Counseling for the parent and patient, baby. Inform the parents of the possible health risks. And we're also going to meet a month later after seeking legal assistance.
Okay. And we can get a moment's review. Well, leave it running for the discussion. And then we can, thank you. Okay, round of applause for him, folks. Okay, comments. Oh, thank you.
I think they did a really good job of like discussing it as a whole. Like it wasn't just like one or two people just talking to each other. Like everybody was involved, and y'all kept like calm and collected and like just really chill about it all. And I thought y'all did a really good job of all of that.
Okay, what else?
Whoever suggested counseling, because I've been sitting here all the time like, counseling, and I'm glad someone said it, because I'm going to love it eventually. That's me.
Good call.
At first, whenever y'all were like, discussing everything, Sandy did a really good job saying, okay, what are we gonna write down? Like, what are we gonna do? So you kind of like kept your boys under wrap or whatever.
I thought everybody was really involved with the thought process, whatever. But guy in the green shirt, dude, you were out of the game for so long, man. Like it was like 10 minutes before you even said anything, and it was kind of like not even that much. But then after that, you kind of eased into it. But everybody else, you did good by stating all the possibilities that could happen, all that stuff, and agreeing on what you could do. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Y'all did a really good job of discussing like of like all the different angles and like everything that could happen.
Sorry.
Okay, so the good angles.
Yeah.
Well, this side of the classroom is really quiet.
I thought you guys did a good job of including each other's opinions, even if you guys conflicted, you still respected each other and worked through it and included everyone's thoughts.
I like how diverse it was too. It was like, is your name Zach?
Yeah.
Okay, Zach. You were like legals and all this, and then Sandy's like put family and how's the feelings gonna be? I like the diversity that y'all had there. It was good. It was like a balance.
Did they? What issues did they miss, if any?
Was there something about a 3-year-old girl? Or was that the same newborn?
There's just the newborn that I remember.
There was one newborn, and then there was a 28-year-old possibly suing.
Okay, there was a removed a testicle from a 3-year-old girl.
That was back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay.
the first, yeah.
So, what did y'all agree to do with the 28-year-old or whatever?
We're gonna seek legal, and
To seek legal or?
yeah,
Okay, that's it.
Audrey, or go ahead.
I would have set up, this can't be like an isolated event. Apparently, one in every 1,000 or two. This is gonna happen again. So, you know, there should have been some kind of plan of action that was not specifically for this event. It's for all eventual.
I didn't really discuss it. My hope was that this would develop into a framework for future cases, although I don't think I said it out loud. That was kind of what was in my brain.
The only, I mean, the counseling thing was awesome, but it needs to be ongoing, because this child is gonna need counseling, not, you know, the child is too young to have counseling now, so when the child gets older, it needs to be available.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I feel like it's really a really serious thing too. Like it's not something little. So I feel like we can't do it all at once. That's how I felt. Like I was like, I can't do this all now. I have to wait, you know, and figure out all the stuff so I can like get it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we
That's how I felt.
articulated it, but I think we both were kind of thinking of that this would be a long-term counseling issue. But you're right, we should have articulated that a little better.
And Thomas, whatever decision they will decide, they'll start giving them hormones to keep them from growing breast or a penis, so they don't have them both at the same time.
I was wondering that.
I kind of thought that, but I don't know enough about the medical to really.
I didn't really know how to feel. I've had some crappy decisions that my parents made before me, and I would have rather had my own choice in the matter, and that's why I feel like it should be left up to them in some way. But in some cases, my parents were right on their choices that they made. But so I don't really know. It's one of the things that has to be discussed later on. Yeah.
I had a question about like when you were talking about waiting for the child to reach an age to decide. Like, what did you guys decide what age?
We really didn't, and we should have. She's right.
Because I heard when 18 was passed around, and I was also thinking in my head, you have to consider they're not going to be able to form a complete identity. Actually, what I was meaning to say, like early on, they usually do gravitate towards one of the sexes, and when they're in between for so long, it makes it hard, and it can be traumatic later in life to not know for sure about which sex they are. That's what I was trying to say, and then
we kind of started on that path and then just veered off sharply and never went back to it. But yeah, that's something we probably should take into account.
I felt like maybe some of y'all, like, because all of y'all were like leaders in your own way, but like maybe y'all could have like said something to Hayden, like, come on, Hayden, you know, because he probably was, I don't know if he was, but probably intimidated because like everybody was just talking and getting involved and stuff, but I'm not for sure how he felt.
I feel like he said a few good things. I mean, he did say a few things. I heard him say things. I remember it.
I heard him
started off strong.
I did look over at you a few times. I did notice the first chunk of it that you were kind of quiet. I looked over a couple times, but I didn't want to be like pushing out in front of everybody. So I was kind of we'll come in.
And I thought it was funny, Sandy. She was just staring off, and but you were going, yeah, while staring off at the same time.
I was thinking. I really was. I knew it.
I'm not going to, again, I'm going to withhold a critique in